It's kind of amazing that they will like emergency land a plane with someone has a heart attack. Like I think it's good. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like we're like in 20 years we're gonna look back and be like, remember when we used to land planes in the event of a medical emergency? Like now Delta just fucking makes you sign something when you get on. That's like if you have cardiac arrest on board, we're sending that shit because we can't afford to turn around.
Man, I'm just picturing the pilot like hearing it and just dive bombing the plane like instantly, like a heart attack. I mean, you guys are saying he's crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised if airlines did that. They don't give a fuck anymore.
I'm not saying they should do it. I'm just saying maybe it's an indictment. Yes,
yeah.
Maybe it's an indictment of where society's at. That I'm like, oh, that's so nice of you. That's so nice of United to try to keep you alive if you almost die on their airplane.
Yeah. I saw a story where an airline bumped like half of a family from their flight so that stewardesses could take their seats.
Okay, Corey, they're called flight attendants.
Sorry, flight attendants.
It's not 1963.
You're right. You're right. You're right. In my head, it is.
I see what you're saying, Corey. Why couldn't they have bumped 5 single people instead, right?
They shouldn't have bumped anybody, ideally.
One time I was on one where they did the "Is there a doctor on the plane?" thing, but I think it was somebody having like basically a panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. One of the first flights I went on. Sorry, I was lying to you. One of the first flights I went on, we taxied out of the airport towards the runway, and then the woman in front of me was freaking out. She was like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if I could do this. And we got out to the runway, like the flight attendant, or as Corey would call him, the stewardess, was kneeled next to the lady and was like, are you okay? Because like we're about to take off, so you need to like be okay. And she was like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I need to get off the plane. So they taxied all the way back, like the 20, 25 minutes back to the jetway and like let her off. And then, you know, spoilers, but like we landed safely in Chicago like 45 minutes later. So like everything ended up being okay. You think that when she got off though and saw the plane flying, she was kind of rooting for it to blow up in a huge fireball so she could be like, I told you?
What if she was like, no, bring it back. I'm good now.
Yeah. Probably not. Yeah, but do you think that maybe there was like a little part of her that was like...
Oh, absolutely. People definitely be thinking like that, yes.
I can do this.
Just for justification. I'm landing on my head like repeatedly.
I am good enough. I'm smart enough. I can do this. I am enough.
This is the worst I've ever done in this event. I cannot get the YB to work.
Yeah, I'm just not much of a theme park guy. I think that's why I like Epcot, because that's mostly just walking around and like eating food and looking at things and going, oh, that's nice.
Isn't that the most theme of the theme park though?
No, usually it's strapping yourself into like a roller coaster that shoots you into outer space at 130 miles an hour.
That's the amusement part of the park, not the theme park.
I hate I'm not a roller coaster guy at all.
I love roller coasters, man.
I think I'm becoming one.
And it's fucked up because I hate heights.
Okay, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
I'm not a roller coaster guy, but I think that as I've gotten older, like I used to be really scared of flying. As I flew more, I got acclimatized to it. And I didn't think like, oh, this is my last day on Earth if I have a flight tomorrow. I think the same thing is happening with respect to roller coasters. And as crazy as it sounds, I think one of the mantras I tell myself when I get on is, who cares if I die?
yeah. That's how I get through flights. That's how I get through flights.
I'm like, you know, when I was 20 and I took a flight, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die. It's gonna be the worst thing in my life. And now when I get on an airplane, I'm like, who fucking cares? I'm just a speck in this vast infinite universe. I should be so important to die in a plane crash. I'll probably die of like heart disease in my 70s or 80s or something like that. Don't flatter yourself thinking you're getting a hero's death. And then I put on a movie and I fucking live. That's how I feel on a roller coaster, except when I went to Disney World, it was with like my nieces. So that time it was more like, if my 8-year-old niece is getting on Space Mountain, I'm not gonna be like, see you at the exit, sister. Like I gotta
I'm too scared.
Because the kids react like as a reflection of the way you react too. So I was like, yeah, Space Mountain ain't shit. And then in the ride photo, I'm like seeing God.
Oh, man, at least on a plane, if that shit goes down, you're dying quick. A roller coaster, you might get fucking ground up.
You got it backwards, man. On a roller coaster, how are you gonna die on a roller coaster not instantaneously?
I saw a video the other day where like the cable that pulls the cart snapped. And
okay, listen,
I don't want to hear all
that. But in a plane, they could be like, you know, you could go through turbulence and then the seatbelt light turns on, you're 35,000 feet up, and then the turbulence just keeps getting worse, and then you just hear the plane go like, and then you start, and you still got, now you're at 27,000 feet. You got like another 8 minutes of descent until you crash into the terrain. Like that would be, spiritually, that would kill me, man.
You'll probably pass out.
You sounded for a second there like you went into fucking Glizzy overdrive.
Anyway.
Yeah. GG's.
We did it. Good gaming.
Well gamed.
We did it.
Good
stuff. We made it through. Probably next week we'll have a lot more people, if I had to guess.
Next week there will for sure be more people. For sure.
Justin,
and you know what? We're going to have a ton of people Friday, too.
Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully people live by their word.
Yep.
Hopefully they live in general, people.
Yeah, I hope everyone's alive.
Yep.
All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye.